The first exercise we're going to do is all about tallies and a tally table. So how is 1, 2, 3 and 4 represented? Only by drawing lines. So 1 line for 1, 2 lines for 2, 3 lines for 3 and 4 lines for 4. Now we have to move to 5. But it's very difficult to count these lines. Imagine someone draws 10 lines. You won't immediately see it's 10 lines. So we'll rather group it together in 5s to make it easier for ourselves to count. So if we have to indicate 5, draw 4 lines and then 1 line through the 4 lines, showing we've counted them, and the line going through the 4 is then 5. If we have to do 6, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, draw a line through to make it 5, and then we add another one. 7, same thing, 1 grouping of 5 and then 2 extra. And for 8, 1 grouping of 5 and 3 lines. So you at number 1, you have to write down the tallies for the following numbers: 3, 16, 7, 14, 17, 8 and 15. And you simply write next to the equation mark, you write down your tallies. Let's do some examples together. We're going to try 11, 6 and 24. So the most important thing is to decide how many 5s come out of 11. So you've got 2 5s, 2 groupings of 5, and then there will be 1 left over. So let's see, 5 plus 5 plus 1 equals 11. If we look at 6, we know we have to make 1 grouping of 5 and then there will be 1 left over. So there you have it, 5 plus 1, and it gives us 6. If we look at 24, how many 5s can be divided into 24? That is 4 groupings of 5, and then there must be 4 lines left over. And there you have 24. You've got 5, 10, 15, 20, and there's the 4 left over. So important, decide how many groupings of 5 you need and simply write the remainder of the number next to the last grouping of 5. For number 2, they give you a table, and inside the table there is again some tallies. So Mupo was doing a fear factor survey in her class. She asked the learners in her class which of the following things they feared the most. Mupo drew and recorded this tally table. So she took the data from all of the children in her class and then she made the tallies. So it's very important to note, grade 6s, this table is actually divided into boys and girls separately. So she didn't count all of them together. She kept the boys and the girls' tallies separate. Snakes, spiders, heights, darkness, and cockroaches. Those are the 5 fear factor items she decided to use, and then she recorded the tally. So at number A, they ask you to complete the totals for these girls and boys. So you can simply, on that table, on your worksheet, complete the total column. Next, they ask you which was the scariest thing for the girls and which was the scariest thing for the boys. So you simply write that on the lines. For 2.3, Mupo started drawing a double bar graph. Copy and complete the bar graph. Make sure your graph has. So Mupo started with a double bar graph, but he didn't complete it, and he wants you to complete it for him. But you are missing a title. You are missing the labels on the left and at the bottom of the graph. And you have to also make sure you have neatly shaded bars for each piece of information, and then a key. Why do you need a key? You need a key because there are boys and girls results being recorded in the same graph. That's why it's called a double bar graph, boys and girls. And you need to identify which results belong to the boys and which results belongs to the girls. So that's why we will probably use 2 different colors. You will see in the textbook it has blue and red bars, but on your worksheet it will all look gray and black. You need to color in over the bars that's already there, indicating the color you are going to use. The girls' results are first, their bars are first, and then the boys come after them. So it's important, you need to fill in a title, you need to fill in the caption on the left at the numbers, you need to fill in the caption at the bottom with all of the fear factor items, and then you need to complete this table using the data from the last part of the first page. And please make sure your bars are neatly drawn, and after you have decided which color to use for girls and which color to use for boys, you need to indicate it in this key. So the color of the girls and the color of the boys. At the bottom of the worksheet, you will have the key ideas on page 222. Bar graph uses bars to complete the amount of data in each group or category. A pictograph represents data with pictures. Each picture can stand for more than one piece of information. For example, one apple picture represents 10 apples. So 1 apple equals to 10 apples. A pictograph needs a key to show how many things are represented by each picture. So grade 6ers, you've now done a tally table. You have done a double bar graph, which can also just be a normal graph. And now you read about a pictograph. So there's already 3 types of data handling. We can also use paragraphs. We can also use diagrams with percentages. So there are a lot of ways for us to represent any kind of data. And it's for us to know how to transfer the one group of data to the next form of data.